Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and that you're ready for some windsurf action. Today we're going to be looking at the beach start. Now the beach start is very important. Everybody has to know how to do it, and it's super helpful to know how to do the beach start correctly in order to get your water starts out much easier. So follow all the steps I'm going to tell you, whether you think you need them or not, and this will not only help you do the beach start but also help you later on with the water start. Anyway, enough talking from me now, so let's just get right up and jump straight into it.
Firstly, when learning the beach start, we have to make sure we understand the basics. The beach start is very easy to learn, and there's no reason to make it any harder than it has to be. First of all, we're going to be looking at water depth. You have to make sure the water is somewhere between your knees and your waist. This can depend on the spot you are, the fin you're using, a lot of things. Second thing we have to look at is the wind direction, of course. If the wind direction is side onshore, like here, this would be our normal sailing direction. So for the beach start, we want to point just a little bit downwind, and then we'll have enough power to get up on the board. The next thing we're going to look at is lifting the sail. Now this is pretty easy, especially when you're doing the beach start, but learning it very well now and getting the easiest way possible to do it will help us out a lot on the water start later on. So to lift the sail, simply grab the mast and pull it up and over your head, pulling the mast into the wind. This way the power gets under the sail and helps you lift it up. So up and over. Once the power's under, make sure you keep the sail up. If you have a big sail or a heavy sail, you can come to the top of the mast, and this will help you get the power under the sail in an easier way. So you lift the top, get the power under, and slowly walk down to your boom, keeping the sail up the whole time. The technique of lifting your sail from the top is very useful for the water start later on, especially, as we said, if you have big sails or heavy sails. If you find yourself in the opposite direction of where you want to be sailing, it's pretty easy. Lift your sail like we just discussed, up and over your head, get the wind under it, and with the backhand on the boom, keep the power in the sail. Walk around to where you want to be, and when you feel the power pulling, allow it to just switch on its own. And then you've got to get your stuff in the right position and you're ready to go. After you can do this comes the very important part and slightly hard part of controlling the board through the sail. To do this, we want to be using the mast to our advantage. So we're creating pressure through the mast on the board to send it upwind or downwind. The best way to understand this is that you have to push the mast, creating mast foot pressure even though you're not on the board, to send it downwind, and relieving mast foot pressure in order to bring it upwind. So as you see here, as I'm holding the sail, I'm focusing on pushing the mast down and away from me. So this way I'm pushing my front hand and pulling in my back hand. This will send it downwind, and the opposite to bring it upwind. So I pull the front hand and push the back hand. Once you have the controls down and you think you're ready to start, make sure you prepare by putting your back foot between the foot straps and in the center of the board, not on the rail of the board. This will just lead to you pushing the board upwind when you go to start. A couple more tips that might help you, and it's worth remembering, is to keep your elbows tucked in. This helps with control over the sail and the whole kit, and also keep your hands a little bit further back, especially if you don't have enough wind. Next comes the most important part, which is what we're all here for, getting up on the board. The technique to do so is quite simple, but needs to be done correctly. First of all, look at this position. This is what you want to come to. You want to make sure that the board and the sail are all close to you. You're bending over the board, and most importantly, that your sail is upright over your board, not hanging out over you. This technique will really help us get up with control, and especially in light wind situations. To help us get the kit close to us without losing the correct direction of the board, we can use our back leg. So with your back leg, you pull it towards you. You try to bring it under your body, bending it as much as you can. And at the same time, to assist your leg pulling the board in, you pull the sail towards you. So using the boom, pull the sail up and over your head, bringing it close to you and over the board. And then you will be in the right position. Now here comes the extremely important part of putting your sail forwards. It's not enough to just lift your sail straight up. The sail has to go up and forwards. If you just put your sail up in the position you are, it will send your board upwind. By stretching your hands out like so, the board will inevitably go upwind and you won't be able to start. And this is one of the main problems people face on the beach start. So remember, you pull the gear up close to you while putting the sail up and forwards. Now let's have a closer look. As you see here, I pulled the sail up and forwards. Now here it's worth noting that my shoulders are tucked in, my head is over the board, and the sail is completely upright. That means that when I pull down on my boom, the pressure that I send from the boom to the mast will go to the board. That way I have something to pull myself up from without relying completely on the wind. Once I do get up, I quickly put my front foot down on the board to maintain the balance of the board. So this technique we just learned is basically the beach start. This is what it's all about. And by learning this technique perfectly, being able to crunch your body up and bring it all together and get up on the board in this way, it will also help you out a lot during the water start. Now, once we've gotten this far, once we've gotten on the board, we don't want to be falling off. So the only advice I can give you for that is once you are on the board, stay low. And once you feel like everything is balanced and ready, then you can relax and start sailing off normally. This is very important to do when you're dealing with high wind. So make sure you stay low until everything is under control. One of the most common problems people face is flying over the front of the board when trying to beach start. This is basically because they've sent the board too far downwind. When you do this, don't worry, you already know how to grab the sail, flip it back to the normal direction and try again. But it's very important you do understand that the board has to be only a little bit downwind, not a lot. The more downwind you go, the less control you have. So don't rush and take your time to put everything in the optimal position. And that's all there is to it. So to recap, you grab your sail, pull it up and over your head, keep control and put your board in the right direction. Put the sail up and forwards, get on, stay low and sail away. Now go try it for yourselves and most of all, have fun. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something new. Any questions you have, anything you want to know about the beach start or anything else, just drop a comment. And if you did like the video, please like, subscribe, and go try it out for yourself. See you next time on the water.